December is just flying by. Hopefully, I can get everything done. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. Saturday was a pretty good day. My friend Steven of the Idiot Quilter, he calls himself that, that's not a derogatory statement, hosted a pop up sew day. His pop up sew days are always a lot of fun. So I ended up skipping my live so I can get some good progress done on my sister's graduation quilt. And I started out the day with a problem. Apparently, somebody in their infinite wisdom forgot to buy some fabric for the quilt. There is an accent fabric required by the pattern that apparently completely slipped my mind as I was buying everything like 2 years ago. Luckily, as I was looking at the fabrics, I had an idea on a fabric that would work or could work. And I had a scrap here, so I was able to audition it with the fabrics. And of course, it worked perfectly. Since we don't have a delivery service like DoorDash for fabric, I think that would be a little bit dangerous. I had to run to my local quilt shop. So I was listening in on the sew day and everything and all the stuff that was happening as I was heading to the quilt shop because I needed to get the fabric. I got there, I walked in, and I knew where the fabric was, grabbed it, got it cut, and went and stood at line at checkout. Then the strangest thing happened. The awesome person at the register just gives me a blank look. And then she has to look away. And she goes, I know your last name is Rice, as in pork fried, but I'm completely blanking on your first name. I stared at her and, did my pretend gasp of, oh, and just started laughing as I told her my first name. I laughed hard because there have been many times that I have been talking to somebody and completely blanked on their name as well. Usually at work, and I'm usually able to fake it fairly well and then remember later. But, this time she couldn't do the whole faking it and remember it later like she could have done any other time because she was at the register and they have to enter in the transactions by name. When I got back to the house, I continued working on the half square triangles for the quilt, and I started having a little bit of PTSD. The previous time I was working on this pattern and cutting out half square triangles from this method, it was a year and change ago, specifically the day I lost Jesse as he crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. So while I'm over here cutting out half square triangles and we were on a Zoom sew day like I was that fateful day, it was just bringing back memories, but I've been pushing through it. Still miss him to pieces, but that happens no matter what. I got some pretty good progress done between Saturday and a little bit on Sunday, but Sunday afternoon we had our neighborhood progressive dinner. And I had some fun. For those who don't know, a progressive dinner is where everyone starts at one house for appetizers. Then they progress to a second house for dinner and progress to a third house for dessert. Frankly, I don't see how this can be easily coordinated with like a group of friends, but it is wonderful in a neighborhood where, you just have a handful of folks. We meet at one house, we can walk over to the next house. A lot of people drove. I don't quite understand it. and then walking up to the third house. And the main reason is because you still had to have somebody at the houses prepping, like dinner needed to be prepped a little bit, dessert needed to be prepped a little bit before the whole event. So we needed to make sure that somebody was there. So it felt like somebody was missing out. And if you were doing it with a group of friends, that would be a little bit worse. With a neighborhood, we don't seem to mind. Anyway, I really wasn't ready to people because it was, a lot going on, but I did it anyway. We had quite a bit of a group of folks to show up, and I had fun messing with them because it's a progressive dinner. I decided to progress my shirts throughout the dinner. So I had one shirt on at appetizers, and entrees was next door to where I live. So I just ran home and did a quick change. And at the entrees, people were looking at me and saying, "Weren't you wearing a different shirt?" And every single time somebody said that, I was like, "It is a progressive dinner." So yeah, once people understood what was happening, they were all excited for the shirt that I changed into for desserts. And that was an easy change because I grabbed some leftover ham at the entree house, brought it home, did my quick change, and showed up at desserts in a third shirt. Are you curious as to the shirts that I wore? They will be in later in scenes from the week. I am not going to label them as entree or appetizer, entree, desserts, but they will be put in chronological order. So once you see the shirts, the first shirt is what I wore to appetizers. The second shirt is what I wore to entree. The third shirt is what I wore to desserts. My opinion, I like the third shirt the best. I know a lot of people love the first shirt. Second shirt, that was just a fun shirt just to have in the middle of everything. In addition to all that fun, I have been publishing Vlogmas videos left and right. We've gone through now 11 days of Vlogmas so far. And this past Saturday, I also put out a first week recap video of Jenny's countdown to Christmas Advent Box. I've been having a lot of fun opening each day's presents, but I think it's been a little bit more fun with the emoji song of the day that I have been doing. I think that seems to be the bigger hit this year. It might even be a bigger hit than the jokes that I've done in previous years. Christmas is fast approaching, and some of us want a bit of fun, focus time to work on our projects. This Sunday, I will be hosting another installment of Sewing Shenanigans Zoom Sew Day. It is a private Zoom. It's not broadcast anywhere on the YouTubes. We have a lot of fun chatting, showing off what we're working on, and sometimes enabling each other. New folks are welcome all the time. So if you haven't joined either my Sewing Shenanigans or my friend Steven's Pop-Up Sew Days, please come join us. Like I said, we have a lot of fun. We don't bite. We welcome new people. And you are going to meet some awesome people. And you might actually get a little bit of work done on your projects. So yeah, come join us. It'll be this Sunday. The date was Sunday, December the 15th. We will start about 8:30 in the morning Eastern time. So you need to translate that to whatever time zone you might live in. And we will go probably until about 3:30 or so, maybe a little bit later, depending on how much fun we're having. And yeah, the link to it is going to be in the description box below, and I should have it in the next couple videos of Vlogmas as well. If you are on my mailing list, you should have already received an email with the link already. If you haven't joined my mailing list and want to be on it, please shoot me an email. My email address is in the description box below, and I will be happy to add you to the mailing list and send you the link as well directly. I need to send Christmas out. As you know, or may not know, my family is in Western Massachusetts. And due to the threat of snow, I will not go up there for Christmas. Um, yeah, so I need to send out their gifts. It also kind of now helps that, my friend Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches does a retreat here in Georgia around New Year's. So it keeps me from having to say, okay, I need to get up there for Christmas, deal with family shenanigans, and then get down here to make it for Stephanie's retreat. I can just say, I'm going to Stephanie's retreat. Uh, so my sister and I, we always open up gifts on Zoom. Well, in the past, we've done Zoom, we've done Facebook Messenger, we've done various other video chatting technologies. But either way, we end up opening gifts on video, and it's always a lot of fun. But I need to make sure I get her stuff sent out, which might mean they also still need to be wrapped. Don't tell anybody, but that is going to be happening because I think we have to have things out by like Friday, maybe Saturday, in order to guarantee a Christmas delivery or delivery by Christmas, not delivery on Christmas. Also, this week, especially during Sewing Shenanigans, I plan on working on the half square triangles for the graduation quilt and probably working on getting more of these units together. One of the units looks like this, and if you put four of them together in a rotating pattern, which I don't have easily, you get a star. And I will be able to show off that a little bit in a future video, hopefully. But yeah, I just need to get those triangles worked on and get them all grouped together for blocks and get those done because I want to have the graduation quilt done before the retreat because I've already asked my friend Stephanie if she could long arm it on her long arm because she's got a slightly bigger long arm than I do. Anywho, I think that is going to be about it for today. I hope you were a little bit entertained with my weekly shenanigans. If you wouldn't mind doing the things that make the YouTube algorithm happy, that would be awesome. They are things such as liking the video, commenting below, or eating some candy canes. But please eat the little small ones. The big ones become dangerous and pointy after you suck on them for a while. Subscribing to my channel is free and a wonderful way of letting YouTube know you like my shenanigans. Ringing the bell icon next to the subscribe button will get you notified when I go live on Saturday mornings or, sometimes randomly if I have time off during the week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and remember, always measure your life in love.